Congress has been scrambling to finalize a short-term bill to keep the government open, at least through March 14th. And the text of the bill was actually expected on Sunday. Then it was expected on Monday, and then it's carried over to today. So do we yet have the text for this bill? Joining me now to discuss this is Congressman Robert Aderholt. He's a member of the Appropriations Committee and the Values Action Committee, representing the 4th Congressional District of Alabama. Congressman Aderholt, welcome to Washington Watch.
Thanks, Jody. Good to be with you. Thanks for having me on. I'm just
listen, great to be with you. Yeah, I was just going to say you were literally on the Capitol steps. We just had Congressman Perry on with us. He was in votes, and you obviously have made it outside.
Yes, I just walked off the floor, and I wanted to come on and be with you. And so good to be with you, and good to see you again.
Likewise. So give us the latest. Where's the CR right now?
Well, as of right now, I think there's still some final negotiations that are being settled. I have not. I've just, like I said, I walked off the floor. I have not heard that a final version has been adopted. When I say adopted, approved of to move forward. But I would expect it would at any time. We've got to get this done. You know, if the government shuts down, if we don't have the funding done by Friday night. So I would expect that this is just a matter of just making sure that they've got all the I's dotted, the T's crossed, and such as that to make sure. At least I hope that's what it is. But it's always this time of year, as you well know. You've been here. You've served many years up here in the U.S. House of Representatives, and you know how things can push comes to shove right here at the end. But obviously, I'm optimistic that we will get it done. But the speaker's been given a lot of grief lately that, he's going ahead and not really doing an entire omnibus right now. But I really am glad the speaker's waiting until after the first of the year, because I don't want to cram something down the throats of the American people right here at the 11th hour at Christmas, and it'd be a bad bill. So if we need to wait a little bit to get a better bill and negotiate when Trump gets in office, then I'm all for that.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, we both have been through this. You longer than me, but it always seems to happen at Christmas time where this type of thing happens. And generally, when you have big bills like this at Christmas, it's not good for the American people. Do you have any idea specifically what the holdup has been? What kind of last-minute hurdles they're trying to overcome? And what are you hearing from your colleagues? Are they anxious about this, or what are you hearing?
Well, one of the last holdups that has been, the major holdup that has been with this CR, or this continuing resolution, has been the assistance to agriculture. And obviously, we need to protect the farmers in this country. I do not want to see a situation where we have to depend on other countries for our food. And so I've been very supportive of making sure that we do what we can to help farmers. Some on the other side of the aisle do not have a constituency that really sees as ag as important, and especially to farmers. But I can tell you, and you well know, being from Georgia, that farmers are really the backbone of this country, and we've got to make sure that they stay in business. Now, again, we understand it's all the free enterprise system, but at the same time, we could get all of our food from, some other place in the world and maybe get it sometimes cheaper, sometimes a little easier. But I fear the day that the United States of America is depending on every other country in the world to bring us food supply, because that puts us in a real vulnerable position.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a lot better position as we are to be supplying food to the world rather than depending on others for our own food. So as we kind of wind down, the clock ticks towards the deadline here for the CR. What are your expectations looking ahead?
Well, like I said, this is a continuing resolution, so all the bills, by and large, will be pushed into the new year, which I think is a good thing, because if I thought we could get a good deal right now, I would say let's go for it. But if obviously, I think the way the situation is with Biden still in the White House, with the Democrats still in control of the Senate, there's no way that we're going to get a good deal right now. So let's just wait till after the first year. Now, a lot of my appropriation colleagues would disagree with me on that, but I'd never have been in favor of a bad bill just to get a bill done. But obviously, because this is the last train that leaves the station, so to speak, this is the last piece of legislation that will get out of Congress. They're attaching some things that we have to get done. And this aid to farmers is one of the things that I was just referring to that's been attached to it. And they want to make sure that we do try to help our farmers, to make sure that they're not going bankrupt. And so if it takes a little time to do that, to protect some of our interests in this country, I'd like to be finished and be back in Alabama, but obviously we need to make sure we get the work done.
Yeah, first things first. So I take it from that. I mean, your tone and what you're saying sounds like there is some encouragement for our viewers and listeners. Is that correct? That you are?
Oh yeah, no, I am optimistic that we will get an agreement done within the matter. I think they'll have the final text, I would say, probably by tonight. But of course, obviously, you never say always or never up here because you never know what the case may be. But I'm optimistic that by Friday night at midnight, when the CR or when the current CR runs out, then we will have a continuing resolution in place to fund us through at least probably until March of next year.
Good to hear. Well, Congressman Robert Aderholt, always great to see you, and thank you for your leadership in Washington and beyond, and the Values Action Team supporting our Christian values. Just as we have 30 seconds or so, how can we be praying for you and your colleagues right now?
Yeah, well, in this new Congress, really be praying that this new Congress gets off to a good start, because obviously we, as conservatives, we're in a unique position having control of the House and the Senate and also the White House. So we've got to make sure that we don't squander this opportunity. So I'm very optimistic that we can do a lot of good things for the American people. The American people are counting on it. So I think that praying for the president as he leads from the White House, but also the House and the Senate as we lead as well.
Thank you, Congressman Robert Aderholt from Alabama.